All right, what's up, freaks? Welcome to the 6th Borough podcast. We are sponsored by Made to Thrive, an American t-shirt company. Check them out on the web, www.madetothrive.us. Powered by America, even on the fucking internet. On Instagram at madetothrive.us. We're also brought to you by Municipal Land Survey, 631-345-2658. And AS Engineering Services, www.asengineeringservices.com for all architectural engineering, residential and commercial, structural engineering servicing all of Long Island, Suffolk, and Nassau County, and also the entire state of New York. Today's guest is professional skateboarder Mike Lent. Mike is a professional skateboarder riding for the Northern Company, which is a skating company. They make decks, they make clothing, like very urban inspired, guerrilla inspired, like almost army apparel type stuff. Very cool clothing and very good skate decks. You can check them out at www.thenorthernco.com. That's www.thenorthernco.com. Also, check them out on Instagram at thenorthernco.co. We talked to Mike about some of his guerrilla skating, him searching out local spots and how he does it. It's pretty entertaining, and we got into some of the work he does, helping out his friend's coffee company, the Ace Coffee Company, which is delicious coffee. I finally got to try it. Check them out. It's at Ace Coffee, I believe, on Instagram. All right, guys, hope you enjoy. Fucking podcast, bitches.
So, guys, we're live.
Oh shit! All right, we're live. All right, 6th Borough podcast. Our guest today is Mike Lent.
What's up, people?
Professional skateboarder.
Yes.
Professional beanie wearer for the last 6 years. I don't think I've seen you without a beanie.
Yeah, actually have a bald head. Not bald, but keep it shaved and keep it short. Trying to grow my hair out for a little bit, something different.
All right.
Yeah.
I've known you. Shit, man. How long have I known Lent for? Help me out here.
7th or 8th grade, middle school.
Yeah,
long
probably
time.
Around there. Long time. You've had a skateboard as long as I've known you.
Yeah, 19 years, man.
Yeah. So, let's talk about that. So, how did you start skating? Because obviously now you're a professional skateboarder. So, bring us through how this went down. Like, how did you discover skating? How did you get into it?
Discovered skating through just on the block on Balsam Drive.
In the Pines in Medford? Where we're originally from.
Yeah.
I'm originally not from Patchogue. I'm originally from Medford, from the Pines. Torrey Pine.
Yep. Right around the corner, man. But actually, no, I started off, I know it's embarrassing, but, riding BMX and rollerblading, and then we had a kid move from Queens, Matt Dillon, and he had a skateboard. Like, oh, no one in the neighborhood skateboards. Like, what is that? So, he became friends with another kid in school, Brian Mosh, and they became friends. Like, oh, you should skate. Like, you do this. Like, you can probably skate. So, picked that up, slowly started learning, and that was it. I was kind of hooked from there. But then people kind of
Wow, I didn't know that.
People started falling off. Like, no one rode bikes, no one did this, no one did that, and I was the only person keep going with it. I guess I don't know.
Because I remember riding bikes with you. We used to all ride bikes.
And back at Chris and Rob's house, the trails.
Chris and Rob DiTomaso, our friends. You remember
trails,
Chris? You remember
Haven.
Rob DiTomaso?
Yeah, of course.
They were I guess a little bit more well off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that makes sense.
Were they a bike track in their backyard?
They had these woods in their backyard, and their parents helped them clear out land back there, and they made these sick trails back there. So we used to, growing up in the Pines, all of us rode BMX.
That was the best, just to go over their house. They had a sick pool, they had a clubhouse, they had trails. Let's go sleep over there.
So that was basketball.
Yeah, that was the place to be.
That was the hangout spot when you guys were teenagers.
Yeah, for the most part. That was in front of my house. We used to skate in front of my house, hang at the hill in front of my house. Had a bunch of ramps in the woods, and that was the center of hanging out. Granted, my parents hated that, but that was a crazy time growing up in front of my house.
But that's how it started with us all on BMX. Rob and Chris is riding back there.
Yeah, definitely.
And then everybody did pretty much fall off.
Yeah.
Because I remember we all I remember Rob and Chris got Harrows.
Yeah.
Do you remember like the Harrow bikes? Like,
Oh, they were like the fancy ones. Like I'd never even seen one when I was a kid. Everyone had like mongooses and like GTs.
They got Elfs.
Robinson.
Oh, Elf was real fancy too. That was like, I race BMX bikes.
Well,
I have an Elf.
Super light.
Yeah, Elf minis.
They went from Elfs to Harrows, and I remember they got Harrows, and it was like, fucking, these guys got Harrows.
Yeah.
Like, it's a wrap, you know, and then...
That was like the BMW of bicycles back when we were kids.
Yeah.
We like
was
see
it
them.
Powerlight too? That was another one? Yeah, it was a bunch, man. GT.
Like the DK Necks, remember that? Like, we used to go... The bike shop that was up there in South Haven, we used to ride up there all the time. What was it called? Like the bike discount bike store or something like that.
Yeah.
But when that closed or it moved somewhere else where we couldn't ride to anymore, everybody stopped riding bikes.
Yeah. I mean, there was a ton of trails. Like, I was just driving down 112, and I'm like, oh, Dunkin' Donuts. Like, there were sick trails behind there. Like, we had, I think Robinson was one off of...
Robinson, yeah.
The Sunrise service over there.
It was behind when the comic book store was there. It was behind there.
Yeah. So we had Sip Trails, we had South Haven. What was his name? Jay Emmerich. He has trails behind his house now.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, he lives off of Sip. It was like right next to Sip, so like he had like a little offshoot of that. So like there's a ton of stuff around.
Sevs.
Oh
back in the day.
I jumped one thing there, and I was like, everything else was huge. I'm like,
everything was
I'm
huge.
done. I'm gonna die.
Sevs
Hewlett over here, like off of Hewlett, like there was huge trails there. Like
I remember Sevs being like the place that like if you were legit, you could go to Sevs, but if not, you weren't gonna like you had to like prove it.
Yeah.
You know,
totally.
You were just going to be watching if you weren't good.
Yeah.
They would run you out of there. Like I don't know if it was true or not because like I remember hearing like rumors like, yo, if you're not legit at Sevs, like
can't be hanging around.
Yeah, like they'll chase you out of there on a dirt bike. Like I don't know how true it was. It was like one of those like like myths that like everybody got told.
There was a rundown ice cream truck back there. Remember that? It was like
that. I remember
going back there like 6th or 7th grade. Like why is this back here? Like
so lure the little kids in.
Yeah, right.
So everybody fell off, and
I just kept going, man. I don't know. Like, I mean, I met people through, I guess, middle school, like different, I guess schools around here and stuff like that, and made friends. And actually, Ian Ziobrowski was like a kid that I skated with a lot too. Eric's brother, tattoo, yeah. So I skated with him a lot, and like, I don't know, just kind of kept at it locally, and each time you go a little bit further in your house, like we used to like go like, all right, go to the firehouse, and like go to like Sunshine Mall, like all right, 112, and then like
stop
and started driving, and I'm like, all right, now I can drive to spots, so I kind of just progressed from there, like just going around.
So how did you end up skating professionally? Because that's like a pretty big leap.
Yeah, from like the streets of Long Island, where we didn't even have a skate park here. I grew up skateboarding and like aggressive inline skating, riding BMX, but I remember like people would talk about the Northport skate park.
Yeah, Pipeline or something.
Yeah, it was essentially the only skate park on all of Long Island, and it was like...
there's parks.
Was there?
Yeah, Greenport, there's a park out there.
Greenport, yeah, that was after my time.
Patchogue.
That was after my time. I'm a little older, so all those ones out east got built, no?
Only by a year, because me and you the same age. Mike's only a year younger than us.
Okay, interesting.
I'll be 32 next one.
Gotcha.
But, I don't know. It's like kind of weird.
But it might have been after your time skating.
Yeah, after my time skating. I stopped when I was 15 or 16. I was like, I need to get a car. I lived in the woods too, so there was
we feel like we're in the woods. I mean, we are kind of far out east, I guess. But
everybody who doesn't know about this part like of Long Island, considers this like the sticks, but he's in like the real sticks.
Yeah, I grew up in like the real sticks out east, like another like 25 minutes. I grew up in Yaphank.
Oh, okay.
So like I got
that's a lot more land, like just straight up.
I got 5 farms on my road right now.
Jesus,
that's crazy.
So how did you make the jump from being like small time local skater into being sponsored and having videos on the internet?
Yeah, because you just street skate, right? Like you don't do like pipes and stuff like that.
I mean, I skate mini ramp and we go to parks here and there. I mean, my natural instinct and like I love street skating. Like I love going out like searching for spots and like trying to keep it fresh and new and interesting. Like sometimes the stuff I find isn't that great, but like I'm actually out there trying to like find like new content and like just do stuff that people aren't doing. I guess I don't know that, and like the whole like you got the video kind of queued up here, but like the Brentwood spot, like actually building spots to skate like out of concrete. So
damn, Chris,
that was another thing.
Huh? You got
This is
the video queued up.
This is the Ron Konkoma line, right?
That's
I've seen that while I used to take the train back and forth to the city. I'm pretty sure
it's the Ron Konkoma line. Yeah,
I used to see this taking the train back and forth to work in the city, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool!
Yeah.
Look, a bunch of kids back there. They're all skating. There's some ramps and some stuff made out of concrete, right? Some rails."
Well, kids used to just build stuff out of wood. Like I remember going there when only 2 things were built out of concrete, just like basic ledges or grind boxes or whatever. And then for a while we didn't go there, and then like I moved from Melville to Babylon, and I was like, you know what, like we've been doing the concrete stuff for a while, like I need a place to go like after work that's close to my house, so like figure why not give it a shot. Like it's been existing for years on crappy property, so I might as well give it a shot.
So this is the video from the Northern Company, which is one of your sponsors, right?
Yeah. This is actually hosted on a website called Street Canoe. It's my buddy Jay Cross' website. He's from Ohio. He works for Vans, and he has like a little magazine and website. And he's like, "Oh, I want to do an interview." And with doing the interview for his little zine, he's like, "Oh, I want to do like a little clip of you skating too for my website." So this is what this is.
That's pretty awesome. So just so people at home can check it out.
Yeah.
It's at northernco.com.
Yep.
And if you go to the team tab and check out Mike Lent, you can check out all the other skaters also. But they got some videos here.
Yeah, I'm sure you could pull it up on like Vimeo or YouTube as well.
On the Street Canoe Vimeo, and then just through the website.
Now this is a park made entirely just by like people that are skating there, right?
Essentially, yeah. I mean, it's not really like a park per se. I mean, but yeah, we just kind of renegated it and like built our own stuff, like what we wanted to skate.
That's pretty. That's what we would do. It was like an old Kogel lumber yard in Middle Island, and it was abandoned, and we built a whole bunch of stuff in there.
Off of
Middle Country Road, by like Walmart.
Yeah.
We built so much stuff in there when we were kids.
I've been there a bunch of times.
Have you? That's cool. That's so
I guess
cool.
when like the roof collapsed or like the walls collapsed, then people started skating or riding outside of there.
I like that you're skating in the bucket hat there.
Yeah. That's a Northern Co hat. That's the field hat per se.
I'd seen you post some things like on Instagram about them, and they got some pretty like legit clothing, and like I saw some of the beanies are dope.
Right here, got the sweatshirt, got the cargos.
Yeah, decked out.
Yeah,
they got some pretty good clothing.
Yeah,
I like a lot
it's
of.
It's more like
beanies.
on the militaries or casual side of stuff, I guess. But everything is kind of like the DIY ethic, like sewing labels on their own and doing all the designs themselves and.
That's cool.
They got a
I dig their logo.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, my buddy Mike and I think his girlfriend might have came up with that. And I got a text message like I was telling you before, like from my buddy Steve is like, "This is the company. Like, keep this a secret. Like, this is new. Like, we got boards coming in 2 months, and it's coming up on almost 3 years ago, and that happened." So
nice. So what's their Instagram? It's at the Northern Co.
Yeah, the Northern Co.
So yeah, check them out on Instagram.
If you go to the website too, I'm sure there's a link on there too. I think.
So all right, so
the transition was like kind of weird because I didn't really ask for it. Like I never really expected that. Like I really thought I would make it to that point, I guess.
Yeah, so you were just skating because you loved it.
Yeah, and if you look with the concrete stuff, like our first, I guess, concept of like I don't want to say professional, but we call it brofessional. Like giving you like a guest model.
Professional.
Right. Like he did that with the other company, Siegel. Like a couple of people had like professional boards. It was like a bro model board just for fun and shits and gigs or whatever. But they gave me like a guest model as like a fundraiser board to raise money for concrete materials and stuff like that to build at that spot.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's really like kind of how it started. And I was like, they approached me like, "You want to be pro?" And I was like, "Not really, man. Like, I don't think I deserve it. Like, I just love skating. Like, I don't think I'm not going to contests. I'm not putting myself out there. Like, I skate when I can. Maybe it was a little bit different 3 years ago. Like, I had more time, on my hands to skate or whatever. But I was like, no thanks. But like, if you want to do this, it's like a benefit board. Like, I'm behind that. That's cool. So it kind of just, sparked from there, I guess. But the whole like professional side, like they just kind of turned me pro without like saying, "Hey, do you want to do this?" They just did it.
Force you into it.
Yeah, that
was only 3 years ago.
Well, no, I mean the DIY board was like a little bit after they started. But,
DIY board was from Northern Co.
Yeah, it was like a DIY fundraiser board, I guess is like the term for it, I guess.
Okay. So all of the companies that you skated for before, you weren't technically professional back then? It was just kind of like a...
No, not... I mean, amateur maybe for one or two, but like... Or flow. I was never pro.
So what's flow mean?
Company says, you're good enough to get free stuff.
Yeah, we want to take some pictures and some videos of you. Use our stuff so that it promotes it.
Exactly. It's just promotion for the company. Like someone say, you know what? Oh, this kid's like not good enough to be. Could be but like let's hook this kid up and it might be good for our company. That's pretty much what it is.
Okay. So how many? Because you had a bunch of companies for a while. So because I thought you were professional for a long time.
Oh yeah. I mean, I rode for a couple different. I rode for New School Skate Shop. I rode for Board Sports Skate Shop. I got shoes from Lakai. I was on a board company called Underworld, board company called Hazel, board company called Seagull. You know, got boards from Girl and Chocolate, and now Northern. So
I remember New School. That was like the holy grail.
I worked
when we
there
were
for
kids.
3 years, man. Like that was like one of the best times of my life. Definitely like influential as far as like seeing like local talent and like having everyone like come together for like like a meetup spot and like kind of go from there and like support the people that support you. Like that was like a cool. I mean, I was going there from when I first started skating, and then unfortunately I had to close down due to some different issues. But
that was like one of the only early shops, I feel like.
Yeah, there was
like
that.
Eastern
There was
Long
Sauce,
Island.
Sports. There's shops in the city and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
that's really all like locally that I can think of.
Yeah, the big Long Island spots.
Yeah, there was one in like Stony Brook. I remember going to like when I first started skating. It was like Island Vibes or something like that. Really, it was like right by the college.
Oh,
like,
by
right
the
across from
train
the train
station.
station.
Yeah. I remember that.
Remember like Herbie, like when we all first started skating, we went there. He's like, "Yo," he's like, "I stole this beanie." I was like, "You stole this shit?" Like 6th or 7th grade. I'm like, "Dude, you're fucking badass, man." Like, I'm not stealing to promote another company or just get in trouble. Like it's not worth it.
So what's the transition been? Because I was under the assumption you'd been pro for a while with all these other like companies you're skating for. So what's the difference now? Like,
well, yeah, your name's on a board, and that's kind of it's still kind of weird, but I don't know. Just you're expected to perform or put yourself out there in a certain way, I guess.
and so how do you do it?
Again, trying to like go out and look for spots, and that people aren't skating, kind of do my own thing a little differently. I mean, I love Long Island, like born and raised here. Like I like skating out here, like that's like my main focus. But like lately, it's been a lot of Brooklyn, New York, Queens.
What as far as locally goes, what spots do you hit?
I don't know. I mean, a bunch of industrial areas and stuff like that, like kind of in between stores and behind building. I don't know. I'm looking all over the place, like in the woods. Like I'm in the middle of nowhere looking for stuff. Like it's all over. I can't really pinpoint like one place in particular, but like I search out like pretty much every industrial area and like
Just
try to go behind every building, every road. Like I'm trying to do it all. Like I'm on Google Earth trying to find stuff.
Oh
like,
shit! Really?
Yeah, people do that a lot and have done that, but like that's definitely one method about doing it. But yeah, I think. I mean, I don't know if that really makes me stand out, but like that's something that like I'm dedicated to doing, and I guess like
Oh, so you're pioneering spots for people.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't want people going to my spots, so I'm not trying to give them out. So I'm like,
that was going to be my next question. Like, is it still how it used to be?
I'm asking you for specifics, and you're like being real big, like behind buildings. You won't even give me a town.
I got some gems that haven't been like released yet. It's just a matter of getting there with like a filmer or a photographer, or like actually getting there to do it. Or like some of these spots even require like you got to pour a little bit of concrete, so it's like if you do the work and some like little asshole kid there, goes there from like the local skate park and
hurts himself or
just puts it on Instagram or tells his friends where it is. Like that's a problem. Like people aren't really too psyched on that. So it's like I like to kind of keep things a little bit more secretive and like small group of friends and kind of go from there.
I remember skating as a kid and having a couple like really good spots over in like an industrial park in Shirley, and we'd like realize like the only times we could skate them were like on summer nights when it was like light enough after the work hours were over.
Weekends are usually like the best time.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I've been at a spot like trying to build it with concrete at like 1 or 2 in the morning, like.
And you're like lugging bags and like mixing water.
Like guerrilla shit.
Yeah, by myself.
Covert operations.
Yeah, one project last
Is that
summer.
why the Northern Company's kind of like military like apparel?
No,
like,
not necessarily, but it definitely helps having like the boonie hats and the cargos to put tools in or whatever.
I was up in Canada recently in Montreal, and there were a lot of guerrilla spots like in the city.
Yeah.
And there were just kids and like people filming and skating all
how
day,
it is, man.
and it just seemed like
it's
a total
huge, like growing thing for sure.
It was totally different than down here though, because I was with my wife and we were walking through, and I was like,
where
man,
in Canada?
In Montreal.
Oh, Montreal. Okay.
Like downtown and like the
it's like
old
Project 4-5, I think. It's a big, well-known concrete like DIY spot. Actually,
oh, really?
Yeah.
I just got like a big kick out of it because down here, like you could really never do that on like private property or public property because you just get kicked out right away.
Yeah.
Oh, so they were just letting you do it?
Yeah, sort of like
you kind of get permission. I mean, if you looked at, we just had the Brentwood spot up like no one ever gave anyone permission to go there. And technically, like,
I wonder who owns that. They're just cool with
it
it.
used to be like a steel plating company, and it's like kind of sketchy because people say that like there's like, you know, toxic ground or groundwater or whatever still, and like, but people have done research, like it's actually not, it's not at the level which is like hazardous to your health, like, but you're still technically trespassing, like there's signs on the fence and everything, like,
don't eat anything on the floor.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, don't eat the dirt. Like, don't drink the groundwater. Like, don't, you know, pet animals there.
Don't wreck hard and get some of that shit in your mouth.
Yeah, something along the lines of that. But, like,
that's
that place,
all
you know, we had it going
ground.
good for, like, a little bit. Like, organized cleanups there. Like, that was really, like...
I just see you posting on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like Brent was spot 4 o'clock.
I was like, you know what? Like, we have this, like, let's try to make it, like, as best as possible. Like, keep it clean. Like, keep it respectable. Like, you know, kind of, like, very basic guidelines or rules for people to follow. And, like, it was going good for a while. And then, like, we had some problems with, like... I guess the locals there that were there before we even like kind of infiltrated their spot to build stuff, like kind of like, you know, doing graffiti, leaving garbage around, like doing drugs, fighting, like it got like out of control for a minute.
Wait, local skaters or just local people that were just hanging out there?
Both. We had crackheads and bums, and like there's been multiple fires. Yeah, it's in the middle of the hood, man. Like it's not like a safe area for sure. Like cops have been back there, like, you know, you guys have this spot, like you can skate there, like it's cool, but like you gotta watch out for gangs. Like, you can skate, you can smoke weed, you can drink beer, but, like, watch out for gangs. Or, like, don't get killed or stabbed.
Do you have any run-ins at all?
Couple sketchy encounters. Like, I parked my car there, and, like, I was back in. Like, I make sure that shit is locked. But, like, you have people creeping, like, on both sides. Like, there's, like, shanty towns set up, and you have people walking in and out of the woods, like, the whole time you're there. And, like, people have been looking in my car and shit like that. Like, it's sketchy, man. Like, as far as, like, you know, any kind of weapons or, like, fighting, like, it's been pretty mellow on my behalf. Like, I haven't seen anything like that. So
you had anybody you know that you skate with have shit like that happen? Like, where they were?
People had, like, their bag stolen or phone stolen, wallet, you know, stealing shit, but, like, no fights or stabbings or anything like that. But,
just skating around a bunch of undesirables?
Pretty much, man, yeah. A lot of people that, like, you know, most of the people there are cool, but then you have, like, a certain group of people that, like, don't give a shit and, like, don't want to see, like, the overall good or potential of the spot, which is, like, kind of unfortunate. Like, you put all this energy in and it's like, well, fuck you. Like, I'm just going to be a shitbag and make the place worse, like, draw more attention to it, you know?
Right. It seems like you're doing a lot of good in it.
Yeah, I'm trying, man.
There was no good.
Right.
There was
I tried.
a rundown area. You're trying to build it up.
Yep.
You know, you're setting up these guidelines for other people that come in.
Yeah, clean
Yeah,
your
but even though,
garbage
like, I don't own the place, like, there are no rules in skateboarding in a sense, but it's like, when you do that kind of stuff, like, you try to make it as best as possible. It's like, but again, I don't own it. Like, I don't, you know, I don't have a key to the place.
But you're a pioneer, though. You put your flag there.
Yeah, trying
you
to.
I was trying
to, yeah.
It kind of reminds me of, like surfing, you know what I mean? Like, how surfers
Stay off my wave.
Yeah, like super
get out of my
territorial.
spots. Yeah, they're definitely like that.
It's pretty similar, right?
Respect the beach.
Yeah, totally.
So what's the process? So after you find a place like this, you say you're on Google Earth, like looking for spots. You don't really want too many people to know about it, but you want to do some videos.
Yep.
What do you skate it a few times and then maybe throw it out on Instagram or invite and it's word of mouth type thing?
I mean, you don't want to say, hey, I'm skating here. I mean, with more well-known spots, like, it's, like, okay to take a picture where you're skating. That's fine. Like, cool, whatever. But, like, the more low-key stuff that you put effort into finding and, like, you know, you actually care and, like, you want to kind of keep on the down low, like, you're not trying to put that on blast on Instagram or, like, tell your friends. Like, you bring only a certain amount of people, you bring the filmer, you bring the photographer, and, like, that's it. You kind of keep it, like, on the down low. Because, like, you don't know who can come along or do the trick that you've been trying for hours or you've been thinking about for days, weeks, months, whatever, and then, like, you know, totally, like, blow it out of proportion and do something, you know, that you want to do or better, you know what I mean? And put it out there before you even think about putting it out, so...
So have you ever run into, like, other people doing the same thing at the same spot? Like, you guys both kind of ran up on the spot?
Kind of, sort of. I mean...
Or you guys all sort of know each other and it's like, oh, you guys are here too type of thing? Or
yeah, sometimes. Yeah. I can't really pinpoint, but yeah, definitely happens sometimes.
So, all right, so you find a spot, you build it up, you do your thing, you know, successful, you release your video, then what? Then you blow it up? Do you blow it up after that? So, like,
yeah, I mean, you kind of keep it on ice for a little bit. Even when, like, going out and street skating, like, we'll go on filming trips. Like, we just came back from, you know, a week-long trip in LA. Like, the footage can come out, like, months from now because they'll probably want to release it with, like, okay, we're going to have an ad in this magazine or, like, these boards are coming out. Like, you kind of prepare yourself, like, ahead of time, you know, so you're, like, one step ahead of a game. So, like, when someone comes out, you have content to show for it.
Right.
gotcha, just to promote.
Yeah, totally.
Everybody needs something to click on so that they can promote
exactly,
themselves.
Yeah, like you want to, people smashing that like button.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gotta hit that.
Yeah.
So, do you make any kind of like income off this, or is it just like?
Yeah, I get royalty checks. Again, it's a small company, but big in a sense. Like they've come a long way in 3 years. Like they're definitely out there on a lot of different websites. Like they have distribution in Japan, like Australia, Canada, South America. Like they're in a lot of different shops in a lot of different countries, and it's like it's grown so much in 3 years from being like an idea, like something local. Right. It's gotten so much bigger. Like acquired riders and skaters from like up and down the East Coast and California. Like it's we got a good group of like 6 or 7 dudes that rip, and it's definitely cool to see like how far it's come the last 3 years.
So it's not your. Go ahead. So it's not your main source of income, right?
No.
So what do you do to supplement your hobby? Your addiction.
My addiction.
How to get you fixed?
You get free boards and free clothes and stuff like that. But I'm a graphic designer and production manager for a school award company.
What company?
A school award company. Make like banners, plaques, certificates, letters. Yeah, so I do that full time. I work at Bunger part time. I work for my buddy's coffee company part time. And then the skating is like I get a check here and there from that. So
you're just like an all-around hustler.
All-around hustler, yeah. But I'm looking to like kind of slim things down. I'm kind of wearing myself thin. So career change soon, and trying to figure out like getting married in 8 months is kind of crazy. So
8 months, huh?
8 months, yeah. New Year's Eve this year.
Yeah. Damn, you guys have been because you got engaged about a year ago now?
Yeah, last March.
Damn.
Yeah.
That went fast because I remember.
Definitely went fast, man. I
remember seeing that.
8 months.
So.
I know everything will work out. It's just like crunch time right now. So next couple months are kind of crucial.
So the graphic design is like the meat and potatoes of your income.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my full-time job.
So that's your career, basically.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So everything else you do just because you enjoy it, like, and you just.
Yeah. I mean, working at Bunger, like Sammy and Al, like they're great people. Like I like helping them out. Like they're really the only shop around here locally right now. Like. That's where
Bunger.
People, yeah.
Bunger is Bunger Skate and Surf Shop in Sable.
Yeah.
Everybody that's a pretty well-known spot.
South Shore, the only place really to go right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like helping them out. It's been like 3.5 years, maybe something like that. 3.5. I help do online sales and just like stuff around the shop and answer phones, help people with shoes. Like again, on the skate side of things, like help organize events and demos and barbecues and stuff like that. So
it was more you have fun with that then.
Yeah. That's just because like I still want to be like in the skate community in a sense. Like I mean, I am out there skating and stuff, but if I can help people that like obviously support, they have a shop and
right.
help them out at the same time. So
touch people that are getting into
right.
it. And,
and it's cool. Like I'll see people that I haven't seen in years there just through the other shop, New School, that I worked there for 3 years. Like I'll see them and like I'll see kids, just locally that I haven't seen in a long time. So it's like it's good to still like keep in touch with those kids and see them,
right.
touch base and everything. So
New School, man, how did you end up working there back in the day? Because that was like you said before, it's like the fucking mecca.
Yeah. That was the best.
I remember always hearing about New School. And
I
remember when I finally first went in there, they had a fucking half pipe in there and shit.
Yeah, that was the best.
It was like the coolest place ever.
Yeah, we're actually just watching that video. The New School web was the VHS skate video we made, like the shop video.
Holy
we were watching some of it. Yeah, VHS. Like DVDs were like just starting to come in at that time, but like, we were just watching it last night, so it's funny.
When did they close down? Like 2003?
2003 or 4 or something like that, and they were open for maybe like 12, 13 years, something like that. Yeah, a long time. But I worked at Stop and Shop over here off 101 for like a year, and I was like, damn, like I really want to work at New School. Like, growing up and going there, I'm like, I really want to work here one day, like little kid dreams. And I'm like, as soon as I get my license, I'm going to ask if I can, work here. And sure enough, like, got my license, and I asked the owner, Jackie, I was like, hey, I got my license, like, I can drive here now, like, can I work here? She's like, all right. So kind of worked my way up the ranks and, gained, part-time and then full-time. And, I was working there for 3 years, and that's actually, I guess, the transition period of, like, when I work at my full-time job now. Like, I found out that the skate shop was closing. I was like, oh, shit, like, I don't have a job. And then my buddy Paul was like, yo, like, I heard that you do graphics, you go to school for graphics. He's like, we're hiring part-time. Coming here, I was only working like 4 or 8 hours a week, so I started working there, and they were like, all right, well, we're closing. So I'm like, well, thank God I just got like a part-time job, and kind of it was a weird transition, yeah, but everything worked out, and been there for 12 years, man.
Damn, you still at the same company?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Right on.
Yeah.
Well, 12 years, man.
It's a long time to be with one company. And
Yep.
So, now, the bulk of what you do is out there just hunting for these spots, like, you know.
Yeah, just like, get a couple hours on the weekend or something like that, or I'll, be at home looking on Google Earth. I'm like, all right, well, there's one spot. Now I gotta like actually go there and see if it's actually good. Like, it's so different. Like
in three-dimensional,
3D, a picture on a computer versus what you get there like in real life. Like you can get
what
there.
What are you looking for on Google? Like what do you
so
what jumps out to you that you're like,
anything.
oh, I'm gonna go find this spot? Like what are you looking for?
Probably like.
Because it sounds so foreign to me, like you're
kind of ghetto areas in a sense. I don't know,
ledges and contoured asphalt. And
yeah, definitely like embankments, ledges, gaps, rails, stairs.
So you're like a skate architect,
in a sense. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like with the Brentwood stuff, like we build our own stuff, so like we're looking for similar things, I guess, but like out on the streets.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
like not every spot like has to get concrete on it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not actually looking to do street tricks,
So, what kind of what do you encounter? Is it just you by yourself doing this?
I prefer to have it be by myself,
So you have no crazy
I like the
stories
freedom.
from running out, doing this?
Yeah, I was in Wyandanch a couple months ago, and that's definitely not the best area to be in, but. I was driving past the building and I saw like a cellar door. People skate the cellar doors like to go down the basement. So I saw a cellar door. I'm like, oh shit, let me turn around and go look at that. So I went back behind this building and I parked and I kind of get out of my car, got back in and dude rolled up on me on a bike. He's like, yo, you good? I was like, yeah, man. Like, I'm cool. He's like, all right. It's like, all right, later. And it was it could have been sketchy. But that was probably the most I've never had someone come up to me and oh, what are you doing? I pull in a building and so oh, can I help you? Oh, just making a U-turn kind of thing.
That's happened a million times. Or someone employee. This is a random guy checking you.
Yeah, this is a random hood dude that wasn't really feeling me being in his territory, I guess, and trying to figure out what the hell I was doing looking at a goddamn cellar door.
Yeah, especially
he probably doesn't know.
You're a white guy with a beanie on.
Yeah,
I mean, you look pretty undercover to me.
Yeah, you look real suspect.
Yeah, it's definitely
you're about to break down the doors at a crack spot.
If you made it on the police force, I'd be like, oh, who should the undercover be? I'd be like, yeah, that guy, the guy with that big beard and the beanie hat.
Yeah, packing.
So, besides that, like you said, you went out to LA and did shoots like that?
Yeah, we were there for I think I was out there for 5.5, 6 days.
Is that all paid for?
The whole, driving situation from spot to spot was paid for, but I mean, I had to pay my way for that one.
Oh, okay.
But we did Portland last year, and those guys were able to help me out with paying for half my flight, which was awesome. So
that's cool.
Appreciate them doing that.
So what's that like? You meet up with a bunch of other skaters?
Yeah, I mean,
for a weekend.
Portland was meeting some of the guys on that were from San Francisco and the West Coast that I've never met before. They've come out to New York a couple times and I've met them, but last year in Portland was meeting some of the guys for the first time, and then LA was linking up with them and
these are other sponsored skaters. Is that
people that ride for our team and a couple different other guys from a couple different other companies and photographers and filmers and stuff like that. They're well known in the smaller I guess independent smaller company industry.
Now, when you go out to these places, do you look or do you try and meet up with local skaters?
We usually have a tour guide that kind of knows what's
shows
up.
You the spots.
Yeah, we definitely have some kind of guidance of okay, we'll go to this spot,
You're not just Google Earthing the whole city.
No, but I've tried. I mean, went to Miami 5 or 6 years ago, and we didn't know anyone down there, so I was on websites and YouTube and going through YouTube comments oh, where's this spot at, just writing everything down. I would usually do the recon and the back end work of figuring out where shit was.
So you do a lot of legitimate research into
because
it's not just practice for your craft, it's research for spots to practice.
I like to be prepared and have a plan. I like getting up early and going to do things, and also I like being out late to kind of do things on the low. I like well, I like doing it, I guess, any time during the day. But
is this normal? Do a lot of people do this? Because
a good amount of people, I'd say. I mean, sometimes I get a little crazy with it, but a good amount of people definitely have the same dedication, I think. I'm not trying to say I'm above and beyond, but People do that shit,
that,
you know.
Say it.
Say it. I guess I go above and beyond sometimes, but I wish I could do it more. It's just crazy when you get older and you work a bunch of jobs and get married and try and do other things. Like I can't skate as much as I can, but I sure do have the passion for it. I guess just got to keep going with that. So
is that like? Do you think like the whole like recon architecture side of this for the skating and like going out solo is that like a personality trait of yours that just kind of manifested into skating? Like, is that something like, is that how you like to like kind of be solo a lot usually?
As far as like hanging out, like I love being around people and like other skaters and stuff like that. But I mean, I've been looking for spots since I was first able to drive. Like that was like one thing, like Long Island. Like people think it's so small. It's actually like kind of big. Like it's really hard to cover a lot of territory. So I'm like, that's like one goal of mine. I'm like, I want to go like every town in Long Island, like search every town. Like there's probably so much more out there that I don't even know. Like cover like maybe like 75% of the island. Like besides like North Fork, South Fork, like really far into Nassau. Yeah.
Skating the wineries.
Right. Yeah.
There's not much out there.
Who knows? There could be a spot.
Maybe.
Could be like a fountain with like a brick transition, like quarter pipe up. Like who knows? You know what I mean? Like you never know until you get out there and you actually look, and that's something that I really enjoy doing. So probably a lot of miles on my car and gas money. I know that, but dude, I love it, so I can't stop. It's like an addiction in a sense.
I always used to get a kick out of it when I'd see some construction going on. I'd see like something that was built. Like still to this day, I haven't skated since I was like 15 or 16 years old.
Yeah.
And I'll see something I'm like, oh man, I wish I skated still. I wish I was still into this, because that would be like pretty badass. I'm like, whoever the architect that designed this, they didn't even know. They're building like something
something gold.
Some kids are going to come down, their mouths are going to start watering, and then 2 weeks later they're going to have to put metal like ridges on top so that nobody could have fun here anymore because it's just going to be mobbed. It's such a good spot.
Yeah. That's how it is, man. I mean, I just got a text from my buddy, and he was like, "Yo, I found a full pipe," which is like pretty much like a big either concrete or metal structure that's just a circle. Like, Tony Hawk did the loop or whatever. Yeah. It's just one of those just chilling outside the road. It's like, it's like 12, 15 feet. I'm like, let's go take a look at it. Like, I like weird shit like that.
What are you doing right now?
Yeah.
So before they put it in the ground somewhere.
Yeah. So, I mean, stuff like that. You'll see it off the side of the road. You're like, damn, I got to pull over. Same thing with, like, obviously going out looking for the spots. But, like, there's something that catches your eye immediately. Like, can't pass it up because you don't know, like, it could be gone, like, the next day. It could be gone, a week, months. You know what I mean? So try to get on it while you can.
It's pretty interesting. It's like a side of skating that I knew nothing
about.
No,
man, it's intense, man.
Anything about
it's territorial. Like it gets pretty crazy sometimes, man. Like, and I'm in that mix, Now I'm in that mix. Cause my name's on a board. You kind of have to you got to put the effort in, man.
It's funny, one of my favorite shows was Robin Big.
Yeah.
And it was crazy to see like how many trips they would be on. And this is Hollywood, so I'm sure some of it's scripted and shit.
Yep.
But there'd be times when Rob Dyrdek would be like, "Yo, pull over, just pull over. I gotta skate this right now." They're like, "We're on our way to a meeting right now." They're like, "No, I gotta skate this shit right now."
Like we were come back last night, and I'm like, "Yo, can you go?" Like we were in Northport. I'm like, "I haven't been over here in a while. Like, can you go behind this shopping center? Like, I want to look at a spot." I was like, "Pull over like real quick," and then we ended up getting pizza.
To your fiance or
no? I was with some buddies last night, and actually coming back from a wake, and I was like, "Oh." I'm like, pull over here. Yeah.
So you guys were wearing like you were dressed a little bit on the nicer side?
We had like a local homie, younger kid that passed away. He actually rode for the new school shop, and we had to go pay our respects. And we were coming, on our way back from that. So
he would have understood.
I was going to say that's probably the best way you could have paid respects to him.
Yeah. Spot hunting, I guess. Yeah, it sucked last night, but I mean, it was good and bad because you see people you haven't seen in a long time through skateboarding communities. So I mean. But it's like bittersweet in a sense,
So is the local, like you said, skateboard community, is it tight knit or what?
Yes and no. I mean, it could really go both ways depending on like who you're. I mean, it is cliquey, I guess, in a sense. I mean, I feel like I'm friends with everyone. Like I love skating. I love talking to different kids. Like I don't know. I mean, it's it can really go both ways as far as that goes.
What goes on? Is there like grimy shit happening?
Not grimy shit. Like kids are like, again, they're territorial spots, and like people don't get along. Like, don't come here, but like, like certain group of kids like go to this park, and like, oh, I don't really like those kids. Go there. Like, can't really name any names, but like you kind of catch wind of like cliquey kids and stuff like that. I don't want to really deal with that.
Right on.
I'm pretty easygoing, but like there's some stuff that I'm like, you know what, like I just kind of stick to my own.
You're getting your late
program.
20s, early 30s. You're just like rolling your eyes at, oh, this is my spot. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, I guess that happens. Like some kid shows up and he thinks he's like God, you know, like that definitely happens. It's like, chill out, man. Just skate, have fun. Like, don't be like looking at me after you do tricks. Like, chill out.
You mentioned earlier that you were doing some stuff in Brooklyn and Queens. What spots do you skate in there? Like, I remember going to the Banks when I was like a kid.
Yeah, they closed down the Banks a couple of years ago.
Did they?
Skate there. Actually, we were there a couple weeks ago, and like we kind of like there was like an opening in the gate, like one of the archways. And,
so
like,
you could get in.
You could if you wanted to, but they have like the California fences where like it curves back towards you. Like it's really hard to hop or whatever. But I mean, I'm sure you can get in there if you really want to.
So, when you're not hunting and doing these projects, what are you doing skate-wise just for fun? I mean, obviously you do have fun with that, but I mean, like actual skating.
Just trying to stay. I mean, when you get older and you're a skateboarder, it gets tougher on your body. And like, I eat pretty good. Like, I take vitamins, I take fish oil, I take glucosamine. Like, I do all I can. Like, I use a foam roller. I love stretching. Like, I try to do all I can. But even with that, it is painful sometimes. And like, you are sore for a couple of days. And like, oh, your shoes aren't working some days. So, like, your feet are killing you. Like, I messed up my ankle, a year and a half ago, and like I'm just starting to feel better from that.
Time's a motherfucker.
Sitting down all day in office, like my back is starting to bother me, and like getting the right shoes in order, like it takes a toll on your body for sure. So like I'm just trying to like do the best and see how far I can like take my health, I guess, in a sense, and like make sure I'm like at where I need to be at and skate as best as I can. Try not to eat bad or like I don't know. Do anything crazy.
You ever do like yoga or anything like that?
I did a couple of years ago. I mean, it definitely helped, but I should probably get back on that. Like, I got some running shoes on Sunday, so like maybe I can run more, ride a bike more. But like, it's tough out here in the winter. Definitely, like you can't skate all. I mean, usually I try to like. I'll go to like a parking garage or like an underground or something like that, or sometimes I'll even go out and just like try to just bear it, like if it's super cold but dry, like I'll still go out,
Yeah,
just trying to
it's when it's wet
get it
and
all
cold,
in.
that's the
you
shit.
can't, because if it's wet out, it's gonna mess up your board too.
So you have like a legitimate regimen that you try to stick to stay healthy, to skate as long as you can?
Yeah, I mean, again, take vitamins and drink a ton of water, don't eat that bad, try to skate at least twice a week, like definitely on the weekends, like weekend warrior in a sense, like that's the only time I really have to go out on the weekends, and then we'll try to go out like once or twice during the week. But
I definitely understand where you come from with like the age that me and Eric.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu I'm sure is like crazy, like you got to be super in shape for that, and like you got to be on a regimen, like I'm sure it's the same thing.
Yeah, and as we've gotten older, I definitely feel it more. Eric, that's how I know Eric. Eric trains also. As well. That's how me and Eric became friends, and like we're the same age, and we've been training for almost about you have a couple more years. I've been training, but
you have a militant type regimen in order to like preserve your body.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And what I was thinking about earlier when you were saying, "Oh, I'm trying to preserve my body."
Yeah.
I remember when I stopped like skateboarding and I stopped like doing all of like I guess we'll call them like extreme type sports because that was like what they were referred to at the time.
Yeah.
About 6
X Games types.
Yeah. About 6 months later, I remember thinking like, "Whoa, something's going on. I don't have anything that hurts right now. This is really weird."
Yeah.
And and until I started to like fight and do MMA, I had like a good like. I don't know, several year span where I had my whole body was intact. Yeah. And I want to say like MMA, we're always beat up and broken.
Yeah,
always have things wrong with us. But skating was probably like the closest thing, like if not equal in terms of injuries and just the physical abuse that your body takes.
Tough on your joints, I was
Glucosamine, like a joint complex definitely helps, and like just staying hydrated. Again, like you try to like just do that as much as you can. Like you do feel good, but then also like when you feel bad, you're like, oh man, this sucks. I can't skate for a couple of days. Like the older you get,
I would think it would be even tough. Like you think automatically falling is what is going to kill you, but even just doing tricks and things like that, you're shock absorbing and things.
Running to like I don't know, like
you need to get the speed up.
Running to like, all right, I'm gonna run and throw my board down and do this. Like doing that and you're actually running, like, dude, you're busting your ass. Like,
because you're sprinting essentially.
You're sprinting, yeah, man. Like, I remember going to a spot, like a really rough spot in Queens, and it was like 23 or 24, and I remember like the ground was super rough, so like you had to go fast in order to get the speed to do a trick. I remember I couldn't walk for like 2 days afterwards, and this is when I was like 23, 24, and I'm like, shit, my thighs are burning, like the back of my legs are just, on fire. I'm like, damn, that really
it's like
took
one
a
of those
toll.
One of those things where you don't realize until you got done. Like when
you
get done, and
yeah,
like,
totally.
holy fuck, I went way past what I should have.
Yeah,
and then you're fucking crippled
man.
for
Definitely
days.
had some scary moments. Like I think I was like 20, 25, 26. I fell at a park in Astoria, and it felt like on the inside of my knee, and I'm like, oh man, that kind of hurt. Like, did something stupid, like whatever, but kept skating. Then like a couple weeks later, I was in bed. Like, I had a bruise, but like it didn't really hurt. It was weird. It was a weird situation, like with my knee. And I remember like I was sleeping in the middle of the night. Like, I went to like kind of go up. My knee like locked up completely, and I had to like physically like put my leg straight. And that was like the scariest thing. And that happened twice, and I was like, whoa, shit. Like, but then again, I was like, damn, maybe I should like change it up a little bit, take more supplements, vitamins, and then after
rest
that,
more.
rest, ice, Epsom salt, heat. You kind of have to like be your own doctor in a sense. That's very important.
You strike me as the kind of guy, though, probably just like me in a way where you probably didn't start learning your lesson until it's almost too late, like to rest and not push it.
Yeah, sometimes, depending like what you're doing. If it's like a normal session, you're like, all right, well, I'm gonna save it for them. But like if you're out filming, like you're trying to like really push it and get that trick on video, get that photograph. Like that's what you're really like trying to do. But also too, like, it's fun. Like,
that's what I mean.
Yeah. On the days where you don't have to do that, like you're out, you're going to skate small things, you're just going out to kind of cruise around and push around. Like, it's definitely fun.
Right, and you're not going to let being a little bit sore stop that.
No, and if you're sore, you can go drive around and look for spots, which I do a lot.
Yeah, because I imagine it being the same thing. Like for me, with like jiu-jitsu and stuff, I enjoy jiu-jitsu.
Oh yeah,
so
like,
you do too. And I need it. I feel like you probably get the same thing. You get that like mental clarity.
Yeah,
it kind of helps you blow your day out. And I feel
definitely the after work sessions and like that weekend I guess routine, like waking up, getting coffee, getting breakfast, like that's definitely like good for the mind.
Yeah, and I feel like if I don't do that, I'd start to like wear
stir
down.
Crazy, man.
Yeah,
so
I tend to push it even if I'm injured or sore or tired. Where I'm like,
I got 2 weeks before I start losing the marbles when I stop
if I don't
training.
skate for longer than a week, I'm like, fuck, I gotta get out of the house. I gotta do this.
Start getting agitated.
Yeah, luckily, I live in Babylon, so it's like it's been like more of like a famous skate town for years. Like Babylon train station is like a well-known skate spot for like I don't know how many years. So like I'm lucky to live that close to that. We have a couple other different spots.
Is there? Do they have a park down by the water?
In Copeg, they do. Tanner Park.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's been around for like at least 10 years, I'd say, maybe more. I was there. When was I there? Maybe September, October for like a contest or like a little event. So. But I don't know. I try not to go to the parks as much now. Like I'll go maybe like if a friend wants to go and like warm up there and then kind of
go out into the wild.
Exactly, yeah, and then kind of go from there. But my main focus is definitely like in the streets and trying to find new stuff and the concrete too. I mean, I haven't really poured concrete or made anything in a while, but like definitely that. So street and pouring concrete.
It seems like you'd almost have like a satisfaction too of like building or pouring the concrete, like you say.
You always look for more. Like you
never just stop and look and be like, I did this. Like I
like Tom Hanks in
Castaway.
I made this.
It's pretty rewarding sometimes. Of like you pour the concrete, you wait a couple of days, and you're like, okay, it's time. And like, damn, that works pretty good. Like, this is sick. Like, you nailed it on this one.
I get the impression that you're almost like to challenge like your creativity and like, oh, what could I build here and what tricks could I do?
Yeah.
As opposed to like, oh, I'm going to the park and I'm going to have like a crazy run or whatever. Yeah. But that's a crazy run anybody could do.
Right.
But not everybody's going to find a spot.
Everyone skates different for sure and like has different tricks that they're like more accustomed to doing or comfortable. But like, yeah, everyone's different,
So do you, when you're like trying to find these spots, do you have certain tricks in mind, like to pour?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I have like a common bag of tricks that like I guess I do a lot, but you try to like take that trick and maybe use it as like a base trick to try to like mix it up a little bit. I mean, but it really depends on like what the spot and like what the spot has to offer to you. And also, like, it could work of, like, oh, I have this good trick, like, I can do it here, you know? It could go both ways.
Right. So, outside of skating, obviously, like, I don't know, because, like, obviously I don't skate anymore, but for me and Eric, I know jiu-jitsu has turned into, like, a lot of us, like, me and Eric became friends, which is, like, good friends. Mm-hmm. You know, so a lot of my social circle has become that, you know, especially you do anything that long.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And I've been training for 10 years now, so a lot of friends with a lot of people who are training, stuff like that. You got a lot of, like, tight-knit friends through the whole skate.
Totally.
Like, skating,
that's,
like, best friends.
If I didn't have skateboarding, I didn't know where I would be in life. Like, it, you know, it's cliche to say, like, it saved my life, but, like, I was just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know where I would be without it, and it definitely helped, like, it's molded me as a person. Like, I want to give back to skateboarding for, like, providing that to me. Like, that's the only way I can really
I get that.
think about it. You know?
100% get that.
Yeah.
Do you... So, like, for me, I know you could probably co-sign on this, Eric. Training, it's not just training for me. I feel like I've taken, like, benefits out of training outside of the gym that's, like, kind of bled into my real life. Yeah. That's, like you said, it's made me who I am. It's helped me out a bunch. So do you, like, have any, like... things that you do or have done through skating that's like helped you in your career or like even in your personal life, anything like that? Like anything, is it bled into your like regular life at all?
Like I guess dedication and like loyalty in a sense, you know, like trying to like do the best that you can in all situations and like put that towards you know jobs, you know, family, you know, every I guess aspect, you know, it definitely. You know, helps in all around. You know what I mean? Like being so like dedicated and committed to something. Like it definitely, it shows when you know you don't realize it sometimes. You're like, damn, like you know, you just try to be a good person. You know,
which you're failing at.
Totally failing. Nah, I don't know.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, totally.
Right on.
Yeah, man.
If it wasn't for
like who knows? Like I you know I could be anywhere. But I'm glad that I chose the path and like made that decision. Like there were multiple things that I had an interest in. Like I played baseball for years growing up. Like I never thought like, oh, I want to be like a professional baseball player. Like I didn't really know. I still don't know like what I want to be. You know what I mean? But like I never thought like I would be a professional skateboarder.
You're it. Yeah. You are it.
Yeah.
You know, it's. Yeah. It became itself organically, which is a good way of doing it.
That's a good way of looking at it. I never really thought of it like that.
You didn't put yourself in this like. Or have anybody else put it on you.
Like,
you kind of just listen to what you wanted to do. And that's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, and they're like, turn me pro. Like, I would never thought like to ask that or like even expect that to be asked of me. I'm like, damn, it's kind of crazy. It's still kind of crazy like showing up to a spot and like, damn, my name's on that board. Like, that's kind of freaky. I don't even like writing my own board sometimes. Like, I put stickers over it or something. But lately I'm just like, you know what? Like, I guess, you know, you have to be proud of that. So, like, why not? Well, yeah. Why not do that?
That's something I was thinking about when you said that the boards are just distributed all around the world.
Yeah.
So, like, at this moment, somewhere in China, there could be some kids skating on your board right now.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten tagged on things on Instagram. Like, I'll be going through the Explore page, and I'm like, damn, that's my board. That's weird. Like, I never, ever thought that this would happen. And it's kind of crazy, man. It's trippy.
That's got to be cool. Do you, like, throw them a like, and then they're like, oh, always, look who liked it. They're probably showing their buddies.
I always, like, oh, thank you. Like, give them the pound emoji, like, smash like, Instagram's important, man. Like, I know, like, it could be a little addicting at times, but, like, that's the only way, really, to, like, communicate with people that, like, aren't locally with you, and they're, like, different countries and, like, across, you know, the U.S., like, you gotta, like, show love,
Yeah, social media has made the world so small.
Yeah. Totally.
You could touch people.
It's like good and bad because people are so like zombified with it. Like, I'm into it, man. Like, I'm on my phone all the time. Like,
everybody is.
Yeah, it's just how things are nowadays.
You know, it's funny actually because I was listening to the Rogan podcast today, and one of the things they're talking about is like this guy was talking about walking through the city. He's like, you walk through the city and all you see is everyone like this.
Heads down.
And he's like, you know, I wonder if it wasn't like that. Whatever. And Rogan's like, no, it's total horseshit. He's like, I saw a photo of like the 1920s, 1930s in New York City on the subway, and every single person had the newspaper like this. So it's like
that's everyone's like brainwashing.
But everybody's the same. Humans have been humans throughout the course of humanity. You know what I mean? Whatever the distraction is, you're going to use it. It's a fucking newspaper, it's a cell phone, it's a computer, it's like your dick in your hand. It doesn't matter what the distraction is, you know what I mean?
Like, you're going both ways, like, I guess not like antisocial, but like, oh, I just don't want to talk to anyone. Like, I'll just talk to my phone. Like,
it's just, you know what it is? It's like if you're not doing something
that you have to focus on intently.
Yeah, if you're not engaged, like right now, you know, we're all sitting around engaged in a conversation, so we're going to be
Which
engaged.
Is good. It's kind of refreshing, actually.
Yeah,
like,
but at the same time, prior to these things, if you had somebody on your mind, obviously, most likely, it's like if it was a girl, you never had the ability to communicate like with them like that in real time. So that excitement, you know, is like there. So if someone's going to text you, you're going to like break that. And look right away because it's available.
Yeah.
It was never available before. You know what I mean? Like, would you have what before cell phones was beepers?
Beepers.
You couldn't communicate.
You know? That
you couldn't. You
I'll
couldn't.
hit you with the 143 tonight. Baby.
Yeah, 69. Everyone that 69 text in 8th grade when we had beepers. You know, unless they hit you with that 911, you're like, all right, it's a page. Like, so what?
I gotta go find a payphone.
Right. Totally. What are you gonna do with that? So like,
I gotta call this phone in my room. Like, I'm cool now.
That was the big thing. You have your own phone.
Even payphones, you're like, they're not. I mean, they're around, but it's like kind of seeing like Bigfoot or something.
Yeah, they're almost non-existent now.
They don't work. They don't even work. I mean, try to find one that works on Long Island somewhere. I challenge you. It's like the $100 challenge. Find me a payphone that works on Long Island.
Try to find you a payphone. Period.
Yeah, they're almost.
The
shells are still there, but the phones are almost all taken out.
There are going to be Wi-Fi spots.
You know what?
They're going to be.
We should probably go around and start taking down any ones we find, and we'll be like on American Pickers 10 years from now, selling them for like $2,000 each.
Yeah,
dude. I'll try to pull it up here. It's funny we talk about payphones and finding skate spots and everything, but my buddy Dylan, aka Dylon, he
top 5 hottest rappers dead or alive.
He skated a payphone. Look at this. I want to show you guys this. Yeah, a non-functioning payphone, which is actually a really sick photograph that my friend Chris took.
That's fucking crazy. Check that out.
Would I get hit by a car?
No, it was like late at night. It was in Brentwood.
That's pretty awesome.
It's not like a common thing to be skated, but he made the best of it. Like,
that's
again,
dope.
like you'll see that thing slanted a little bit. You're like, oh shit, I can skate that.
Let me try that.
Yeah, so that's a perfect example.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah,
it's funny though because like the way everybody communicated back then. I remember like when we were in middle school.
What would we do? Like AIM.
But this even like predates AIM. But I remember like if you met a girl who had like her own phone, like her room phone, because like you could call that direct line. Because I remember like you get a girl's number, you'd have to call them.
I don't think,
but you'd have to call their house. You remember you have to call like with their parents' answer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hi, Mrs. So and So.
Yeah, they would ring. They pick up right away. You're like, yes, I don't have to talk to anyone.
Yeah, that was like nerve wracking.
Yeah.
Then AIM. Like when AIM came around, like what's your screen name? What's your screen name?
What was it? Sex age.
ASL. Age, sex, location. Yeah. You can't ASL the skate shops though. You can't ASL the skate spots. I mean, but yeah, like AIM, and then like I remember AIM. Like you hit a girl up, and you get hit with that away message. Some like fucking stupid ass away message. You get the womp womp womp.
Yeah.
Shit.
Now, skateboarding from like back in the 90s, how has it changed and progressed now? I mean, technology is, from an outsider's perspective, it looks like technology is pretty much similar. Like, there haven't been any like major breakthroughs with anything, or
definitely the way people film and document skateboarding for sure.
Just because it's been easier with digital equipment,
like high def cameras, like
GoPros,
like even cell phones. Like people put fisheye lenses on cell phones, and it looks like you're, watching like a regular video from early 2000s and late 90s.
That was better than any 90s quality could have been.
Yeah,
I remember going out with camcorders with like with the big VHS tapes.
VHS-C with a little tape inside the big tape.
Inside the big tape.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, you probably see me at the camcorder, like at the trails or in front of my house. Like that was one thing I used to film on all the time. Like. It's crazy.
We used to take the bus from Quorum up to Stony Brook College, and
big skate spot.
Yeah, we used to head up there like every weekend to get chased by the campus police.
I can't even go back there because they have my name still, and then I gave my brother's name once to like lie. So my brother or myself can't go back to Stony Brook to skate. But yeah, I know it's the same thing.
I remember we were skating. There was a pretty big rail with a ledge next to it at one of the parts of the campus. We were probably like 13 or 14 years old, and we had been chased out of there for like the last several weeks, and they had like I guess the campus police had like a sting operation on us, because all of a sudden
pretty bad. It was bad for a while. I remember going to the police station there when I was when I first started skating, but I was skating for a little bit, and just kids from high school like John Michael, you know John Michael? No. He works at Boogies.
No.
Okay. Well, I went with him and his brothers and a couple other kids that I used to skate with, and we got caught, taken down, and names the whole nine, and then got caught years later, but they already had my name from that time, so I had to give my brother's name. But,
you couldn't keep lying, like you couldn't throw bounces.
Yeah, and then another time was like, "We have ID on you." I was like, "No, I had my wallet on me," but I lied. I was like, "No." They're like, "You don't have ID on you," and I was like, "Oh wait, my wallet's here." They're like, "You didn't know that you had your wallet on you?" I'm like, "Oh, my wallet's real thin." And the cop was like, "Bullshit! Like you had your wallet on you the whole time." I was like, "You got me. Sorry, I won't come back here ever again."
I remember we used to sort of come up with like getaway plans, like what exactly we would do if we had like a group of us.
Yeah.
And we'd always try to go there with like at least like 6 to 10 people, just so we knew they wouldn't be able to catch all of us. We would like, if we were skating next to a building, we would check which doors to see which ones were open. I remember at one point like 8 or 10 of us all ran into like one of the buildings.
Yeah.
And we were just like running with our skateboards. We had the people on rollerblades were going through the buildings. We were like really just like bailed out, and we all wound up. A couple of us wound up putting our boards in garbage cans, like the big garbage cans, to hide them, and then running through the cafeteria and like pretending like we were like students there. And we wound up getting away. We had no problems that day. But some other people we were with that we didn't really know real well got picked up. And
I did similar things for sure. I remember that cafeteria was sick in Stony Brook. They had good food.
Yeah, they did have good food.
Yeah.
We used to skate this one building that had like a sloped wall on the outside. That's what it was?
Center,
yeah, we used to. I remember hitting
spot,
that.
It's been in a ton of magazines, ton of videos, and like they tore that whole shit out. Like there's
really?
It doesn't even exist anymore. Like
I didn't
people
know
skate the Science Building and a couple other buildings, but Javits is like not what it used to look like at all.
I have
really know about this. I haven't been there in years, but
that campus has changed a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
And the horseshoe was the other spot. That was ill.
Center. I think it was science or physics. That's what it was called. Yeah.
I didn't know Stony Brook was that big of a skate spot.
Oh, it was awesome, man.
Definitely.
We used to get off at the bus. We used to take the bus from like Gordon Heights when we were kids.
The Gordon Heights skate team.
It was like we were like the Gordon Heights skate team. It was like me and a bunch of my other like white friends. We'd like skate through Gordon Heights up to the bus stop by Home Depot in Coram, and get on the bus. We'd jump off in Port Jefferson. We'd skate some of the hills in Port Jefferson.
Yeah, there's some gnarly hills on the North Shore up that way.
Yeah, our bearings would get so hot that they'd melt the wheels going down.
Those were so small back then.
Yeah.
Again, you were talking about like advances in like technology, but yeah, definitely the equipment. Like everyone had like big pants, little wheels.
Yep, big. Oh, that's what it was. Huge pants. Huge pants.
Like UFO pants back then, like Jenkos.
Bigger, the Jenkos, man. Dude, and they were the denim on the Jenkos was nice and thick though, so like you'd fall, it would hold up.
Yeah, that was definitely before my time. I mean, I know what it is from like skating and being involved and like doing my research of like the history and like what people were doing, but like I never really. I mean, Jenkos, yes, but like the big, huge like blind jeans, like I missed that phase. Like,
did you?
I started skating like mid '90s.
That was like that was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Big pants, bigger loser.
Yeah, and like that's when skating was hated. You know what I mean? Like it went through multiple different phases. Like people didn't like it, and then it got big, and then like kept progressing. Like.
I remember getting fights with people because I was like a skater, as like a 12-year-old and a 13-year-old, and they'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna go fight this group of guys. We need to get all the skaters from Longwood together, all the kids from Shirley," and we would like go fight like another like local group of whomever. Yeah. They weren't like I don't want to say like jocks. You were
fighting even when you were skating.
Yeah, dude, we used to get into a lot. I think we
never got into a skate fight.
No,
this guy loves to fight. So
what do you think he's doing? Both of you guys, I'm sure.
No, he likes it way more than I do.
Okay, yeah. A fight.
He enjoys any kind of fight.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you put it in front of me. I mean, if you have two guys with like long like we were kids, we'd get those like the rolls that they have the wrapping paper wrapped around. I mean, it was after Christmas, and Mom had a bunch of the good rolls, the stiff ones.
Yeah.
We were getting it on. My brother and all my friends. That was gonna keep us occupied for an afternoon. Someone was gonna have their eye was gonna be all red at the end of it, and we were gonna have some whip marks,
like a lightsaber battle.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's crazy, man. actually, you were talking about Coram. Like, I just drove through there like a couple months ago, and like it looks pretty hectic. Also, so that's probably good for spots. I got to brush up in that area.
Go see what presents itself.
Yeah, I know exactly what area you're talking about too. We'll talk about it off the air because I want to blow up your spot. But I think I know exactly what you're talking about. I want to make sure that I'm ready.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you off there because I don't want to blow your spot out.
I appreciate that.
I feel like I'm gonna be DMing you anything I think that might look good when I'm like wandering around.
Appreciate that. All right. I'm always on the hunt.
Because like once in a while I'll see something, I'll be like, oh man, I wish I was good at. I wish I could. I couldn't even ollie right now. It's been so long, and I'm like, oh man, this would be such a cool spot to skate.
Yeah.
And there's no wax on anything. Nobody's been here.
Yeah, fresh spots, man. I mean, I'm in a group chat with like the co-owner, Ace Coffee Go, my buddy Brian, and my friend Dave Mims, who actually owned Autumn Skate Shop in the city. He's actually from Mastic or Shirley area, and sometimes I get pictures from them and like, yo, check out this spot, oh my god. I'm like, oh, that's behind that building. They're like, how the fuck do you do that? I'm like, I know.
You're like, oh, I hit that on Google Earth like 3 years ago, man.
Yeah, like
that spot's had me already.
Exactly. Like 90% of the time, like I know where it is. Like, how do you know? I'm like,
send them back a video of you doing some like crazy trick over it.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. That happens a lot in our little group.
You could make like a skate GPS system. You know,
I could, yeah.
Also,
I don't want to like put anyone onto. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of greedy with stuff sometimes, even though like it might not be
so
the
much
best
for giving
spot.
back, Lent.
That's that fine line, I guess. I don't know.
Give back with knowledge, not locations.
Yeah. In a sense, I mean, if it's like a spot that like obviously like it's off the road, like a main road, like yeah, I'll tell you where it is. But like if it's something like I put effort into and like I searched and I found this thing, like I poured Creed or had to fix a crack or something like that, and I put the effort in, like I'd rather not, honestly. I know it sounds shitty, but it's like, you know, that people are like that, man. It gets pretty savage sometimes.
No, it doesn't sound shitty.
And sometimes people don't respect things as much as you do. Like like you're saying, you put the effort in, you went, you found it, you fixed it up, you made it yours. And then you get some piece of shit that's gonna fuck it up, leave trash all over and shit, and you're like, you know what?
Yeah.
You always got to protect your investment, and you invested in it. You know what I mean? So it makes sense.
You know, you're like, you're scrolling through your Instagram, and you see the spot that you just like put all this effort into. You're like, oh shit! Like, your heart goes through your stomach. You're like, oh my god! Like now everyone's gonna go. Like we just had that happen with a spot like on the North Shore a couple years ago. It was definitely very secretive. It was like in the bottom half of this building that was like wasn't finished. Like it was very, very secretive for like a good 2 years, and like it got blown out like very quickly to the point where like it was all over Instagram. We're like, oh shit, we can't go anymore.
That was like a place where you built stuff like ramps and things, or
yeah. I mean, I don't want to go into crazy details and like, give out locations and stuff, but like
especially
we've had that happen
owned by somebody else.
Exactly, and that's sucked a lot. Where it's like been so secretive to the point where it's like only your group of friends, and it gets blown out like that.
How does it get blown out? Did somebody slip up? Somebody fucked up? Somebody broke the first rule of skate club?
Skate club, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just like put it on like Instagram, like we'll blow up spots. Like unfortunately, I mean, it's good and bad for that.
You have any kind of checks and balances set up for this? Like somebody fucks up, like
you're out of the group.
Yeah, like,
no. It's not on our end. It's never on our end.
People
it's like,
stumble upon
kid.
things.
I mean,
people stumble upon things, and that's just what it is.
Man. Like, there's no like, I like to do the research and try to figure out how because I care about the spots that we put the effort into. But it's like, it is what it is. Like again, you don't own these spots, so it's like you can't set the rules to that level. Like you don't have a key to these places. And you're doing it illegally.
You need to get somebody like Eric involved. Because he will take ownership of the spot. He will set checks and balances. He'll start fucking people up.
You guys fight people, so I need you for spot security.
You only got to do it once. You only got to do it once. You only got to do it once.
You just got to make an example one time, and Eric's your guy.
That's fine.
I remember being a kid, and like that lumber yard that I mentioned, we had a welder in the neighborhood. In Middle Island, we had a welder in my friend's neighborhood in Medford. And he would actually build us rails.
Oh, that's awesome!
Like pretty cool rails with like kinks and stuff in them, and build like real wide platforms for them that were like awesome. And we left a couple of them there, and we thought they were safe. And then we came in one day, and all the welds were broken on the stands, and people would wreck stuff.
Had that happen at the Brentwood spot all the time. Like the big thing is there, like. You can't build something with a metal edge like for coping to grind on because bums will take it for scrap.
Yep.
We had like a sewer cap there on top of this big volcano thing that got built, and like They took that shit. They took the middle there. Like we had like.
You're like a cottage industry for bums.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Even leaving like something simple like as water for the concrete. Like we'll leave like jugs there. They'll take the fucking water to drink because like they're bums. They don't have any other like source of getting natural resources. I guess.
I have a scrap metal story from being a kid. Same thing. That guy, we were in Medford, and I had a buddy over there. Shout out to Raymond Russo and Alan Kiesel. But their parents were pretty cool, and they let us build ramps and keep them on the sides of their houses. And then we'd like haul them out to the street after school, and we'd pull our rails out. And one day we're coming down the road, going from one house to the other, and we see a bunch of these. They must have been Jamaican. They looked like they were right off the island. They had this giant box truck, filled with metal guardrails they had taken down, like anything, street signs, anything that was loose. And we see our rails sticking out the back. So we were like a bunch of like crazy like 13 or 14-year-olds. We were like standing in the street, not letting their truck. They're like honking the horn at us. Well, my friend jumped on the back of the truck. He starts pulling the rail off. They're like fighting with it. And then eventually they wound up, my friend Alan's mother came outside and was like, "You just stole that from the side of our house." Is like screaming at them. She's got the portable phone in her hand saying she's going to call the police. Damn. And we got our rails back. They had 2 of our rails, which they were like our like pride and joy. Yeah. That was like, oh, what are we going to do today? We can't get a ride, or we can't take the bus to Stony Brook because we got school today. So we're going to just go skate over, and we'll skate over in Medford. And we were able to save our rails, but we used to have lunch boxes stolen, like anything we left outside.
It sounded to me like you just described a mission from GTA. Like
those scrap metal guys, they'll take anything. Yeah. Anything.
That was big around Medford, man. There used to be people driving around in trucks all the time, like taking shit out of people's trash all the time. It was like a big thing.
Anything loose, anything not attached was gone.
2 people come up in my pull up in trucks and like almost get into a fist fight. Because we were like getting rid of a washing machine or something like that. Like a
copper is huge.
They were
huge money.
Yelling, screaming. We're like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here!" Like, one of you taking, get the fuck out of here. Like, not having this shit right now.
Split it. Take a saw. Saw shit in half. Get out of here.
I remember one of my buddies was, he was doing like HVAC stuff and like piping stuff, like
pipe it up.
Yeah, and he would come home with fucking bags full of like copper and stuff. What the fuck you doing? And he used to call it Mongo. He's like, "This is my Mongo." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Dude,
you catch that in at the end of the week."
Yeah, he's like, "I take it to Grumman." He's like, "Bro, it's like an extra $300."
Yeah, that's a lot.
I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, "I didn't even like. I would never even thought of that." He's like, "Yeah." One of the guys I work with was like kind of showing me the ropes. He's like, "You can't really get caught doing it."
No, you'll get into some shit.
Yeah,
same thing. Yeah, I've been in that situation, like doing some side work with a buddy, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" Those like, "Dude, you know how much money it is?" I'm like, "Okay." Like, I didn't see it.
It's not something I would have ever thought like had value. You know what I mean? I'm like, why do you have all this shit in your bag?
Well, when we're gutting houses, if there's stuff that like
same thing.
we don't need, and we have a dumpster that we paid $800 for. It's like anything that's metal, we just pile up next to the road, and literally sometimes we'll put it out there, go in the house, and the next time we look out the front window, it'll blow your mind how many people just drive around looking for scrap metal. I had a guy with
it doesn't blow my mind. That's what I said. It was a big thing in Medford for some reason.
I did a house on Eagle Avenue last year. I had a guy with a Cadillac Escalade take all of the aluminum paddles from the side of a pool, an above-ground pool, and a whole bunch of aluminum fencing, and put it all on the top of his Cadillac Escalade. And I'm like, yo, you got a $60,000 truck, bro. It's a couple years old, but it's still 50.
He's like, how do you think I got it, motherfucker?
Yeah. I'm like, why are you putting all that metal up there? Yeah. I'm driving my Prius, and I'm throwing out this metal. This guy with the Escalade is loading it up.
Yeah. He's like, trying to get that Hummer, dog.
I got that problem with people taking our bottles and cans, like the recycle can in front of our house. Like, I'm like, all right, like I drink a decent amount of beer. Like, I know like how full it'll be. Like, I'll go out in the morning before they take it, like to throw something else out, or like, just leave for work. It's not as high. Like, I don't hear them in the middle of the night, but I'm like, damn, somebody went through getting that money, money that I guess I could be doing. I don't know.
I stayed. Crazy. Is it worth the effort though?
No, I used to, like when I first moved out of my parents' house, and like I lived in Huntington for 2 years, like. Living up there like wasn't cheap, like especially like you save all this money and you think like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do good, but like Huntington like wasn't cheap at all, and like we had a crazy situation where like we had to pay like crazy security and like first and last month rent, this and that. But I used to save plastic bottles and just do that like every week, every other week, just to make like an extra like $10-15, and like it sucked like saving them. Like you'll take like OJ in a water bottle, you forget about it, it's all moldy. Like oh fuck, like
it's not worth the 5 cents.
Yeah, it was definitely on that hustle for a little bit, but I'm like, you know, it's not worth it. It's definitely not worth it.
No, that's why that's why you have 3 jobs.
Yeah. But hopefully, you know, one soon, or definitely narrow it down.
Yeah, you can't keep it up forever, man.
No,
as you get older,
yeah,
it gets hard. I mean, I'm in the same boat, man. You know, I work my regular job Monday through Friday. You know, weekends, especially in the summer, I bounce. You know, Chris does the same thing. Eric, you did it for a while.
I had 3-4 jobs. Like I feel like I did a 10-year block of my life where I don't think I worked less than 65 hours a week. Sometimes upwards of like 75, and if you include travel time and like commuting to the city, it's
a ton of
put
hours,
another
man.
20 hours onto that.
Yeah, it adds up, man, for sure.
I mean, do it while you can, right? That's why we're doing it.
Yeah,
like, I want to do it while
get
I can.
ahead and like, you know, like I said, like get married in 8 months. Like just try to do as much as you can, like in a short amount of time, and then figure it out. I guess after the wedding, and then that's it, man. Roll with the punches.
Where you get married?
The D. Seversky Mansion in NYIT campus, Old Westbury.
Oh,
okay.
I never even heard of that before.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. It was
Sounds like it's beautiful.
the first and only place we looked at, and like.
Oh, that's awesome.
Actually,
that's awesome for you.
Yeah, I was actually in Portland on that trip, and Allie called me. She's like, "Oh my god, like I love it. Like we got to go look at it. Like when you get back." And you know, she was texting me pictures. I'm like, "Oh, this looks pretty sick." And we went like when I got back from the skate trip, and I was like, "Done. Like this is awesome. Like let's roll with it." So
that's cool.
Yeah, pretty sick.
It's pretty unique too, because I've been to a lot of weddings like that where anybody's got married there. So
yeah,
kind of like separate yourself from the pack there. Too.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Definitely excited.
Did you meet Allie through skating?
Through a friend that I skateboarded with. That's again too, like, dude, I owe skateboarding everything. Like,
that's cool.
Like, you know, it's crazy. Like, if I would have never met him through skating, like, I would have never met the love of my life. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
How'd that go down?
Just met her. Like, we visited her at college because, like, my buddy Pat, who's actually my best man, like, he went to high school with Allie.
Okay.
And went up there, like, randomly, like, on a weekend. It was actually Easter weekend. And met her, and then like you know, we were there for like 2 or 3 days. Came back down. And he's like, "Oh, she was asking about you," and then like hung out when, you know, she got home from college, and ball rolled from there, and that was it pretty much, man.
So she's younger than you, right?
Yeah, she's 27. Thank you.
Yeah, everyone that dates somebody that's younger, we give them a round of applause. It's becoming a thing here.
Yeah, it's kind of just become a thing.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
She's awesome, and she's my best friend, man. She holds it down in every department, and couldn't be happier in life, man. Like it's crazy. Like I never thought I would get here, but like definitely found the right person. I'm definitely psyched.
That's awesome. And she supports you like with.
Totally.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
Living the dream.
Yeah, in a sense.
No, it's 100% true.
That's
pro skater from the love of your life.
Yep.
Can't get better than that.
That's pretty legit, man. That's awesome. I'm glad, dude. You know, because I've known you. You know, obviously we're not the best of friends, but I've known you for a
we've always been like in the
time.
same clique of friends.
Yeah, we always keep in touch, so you know, I'm happy to hear that. I feel like that's probably as good a spot as any to end it off, right? Let's go out on a high note, right?
Yeah.
You know,
sounds
good time. What's your Instagram so we can all follow you?
My Instagram is
best name ever.
Schmike.
Okay, how do you spell that?
SHMIKE _Lent.
Why Schmike?
I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, I can't really pinpoint it, but I think Allie might have given me the nickname based on like a Words with Friends name, because I went to go like play Words with Friends, and like I'm like, oh, they don't have like Mike _Lent. She's like, Schmike. You should do Schmike. I think that's how that kind of came about, and like kind of ran with that. And now like, I don't know, her family calls me Schmike, like a lot of people do. I'm like, all right, fuck it. But they're not going to put like Schmike Lent on a board. But
you should get him to. That'd be dope.
That would be awesome.
Special edition Schmike.
We'll see what happens, but we'll keep it original for now.
So follow Schmike Lent, SHMIKE _Lent on Instagram.
I'm private though, so you got to be a normal human being to get accepted.
Right. So if you don't get accepted, follow the Northern Co. Right? Where are they?
Definitely. Yep.
What is it? At the Northern Co.
The Northern Co.
And Ace Coffee, right?
Ace Coffee Co.
All right, and nice. Bunger
Sayville.
God damn, we got a lot of people here.
Yeah, man. Prize Fighter Cutlery. My homie Ray's Wheel Company, and that's pretty much it.
Right on, man. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Next time we got to get you and another pal of ours who's going to be a guest. we got to get you two on because for those that don't know, Guas and Lent go back very far, and the two of them together is always hilarious because Guas is a real character.
The Patchogue Jesus.
Yeah, the Patchogue Jesus.
You know what? I've only met him a handful of times, but if you were to sum him up, it would be Patchogue Jesus.
He's been on the grind, man. Like, he's traveling cross country, going on his crazy trips. Like, I don't think I've seen him since before he had made, like, all these crazy trips. So, like, I'm excited to, like, meet up with him again and, like, hear all his stories. Man.
Yeah, he's got some good ones, man. And the whole Patchogue Jesus thing just came out of nowhere. That was an Instagram.
I thought that was the funniest thing. It started a hashtag and everything for that. I was like, damn, that's so ridiculous.
And it's stuck, man. People who, like... don't really know him as much. Like, I'd go something like, "Oh shit, Patchogue Jesus!" Because I saw him on my Instagram, and it was just because we were sitting at the brick house, right? You know, the iPhone's got the front facing camera.
Yep.
So I was just sitting next to him like we are here, and I just put it this way. And Guas was sitting with his elbows on the table, his hands like this, like with the prayer hands.
Yep.
And I caught him like that. And Guas, he saw me and he gets me that like sarcastic Guas look that he does, and he like, makes some like stupid fucking smirk and like, ugh. And I caught him with it, and I was like, fucking Patchogue Jesus. And it's caught on, yeah. That's awesome. So the Patchogue Jesus will come on. We're gonna get him on once, and then I want to get both of you guys on because that will be fucking epic.
That would be rad for sure.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on, dude. I appreciate it.
Thanks again for having me.
I learned a lot about skating that I didn't know. So
glad I was able to provide information.
Right on.